Good morning, guys. You're probably wondering what the hell I'm doing. I've just been to the gym, just done my morning steps, and I've literally just picked up some goods on the way back. So we've got some Coke Zeros and a bulk load of chicken breast. So today I'm gonna run through a full day of eating and a little sort of day in the life video on my rest day of my life here in Bali. It's just gonna be around the villa. I am filming this myself. So yeah, we'll look at the 5 meals that I'm eating, and then I'll give you a bit more info on sort of what's currently going on in my life, and we'll obviously get into the food that I'm eating today. So it is currently about 8 AM here in Bali. I have been up since about 4:30, done most of my steps for the day. I'm gonna go and get a shower now, put this stuff away, and then we will get into the video. Good morning again, guys, and a proper welcome back to the channel. We're going to go through a full day of eating, as I've said today, and talk a little bit about my life here in Bali. So if I just give you the current rundown, and today is actually the first day where I'm actually feeling okay. The last 3 weeks I've had some nasty Bali virus. I've literally been in bed, haven't been able to train or do steps or cardio or anything really. So if I'm looking a bit small, then you know why. It's going to take me a couple of weeks to get back to where I was. I am currently in a cut as well. So I've been in Bali now for 2 months. The first sort of 5 weeks, as soon as I got here, I started my cut, which led me to about 5 weeks, and then I got ill about 3 weeks ago. So that sort of put a stop to everything there. So yeah, that's my current sort of situation. I plan on doing this cut for another 4 to 6 weeks maybe. We've probably got a few more kilos to come off. We're not looking at getting mega peeled, just more of a tidy up, getting a nice condition, and then we're going to do another push up again. Some of you may not know, but I'm coached by my brother. He's coached me since I came back from, you know, my long time out with injury. He does it for free as well, so big shout out to H. Well, he did it for free most of the time, but we won't go into that. But yeah, big shout out to him. He runs all my food. I generally run my training, but I'm gonna let him take full control when we come out of this fat loss phase. And just a quick rundown of my current sort of situation. I'll put my macros and my calories and stuff on the screen there. Without my phone here at the minute, actually I may as well get my phone quickly. So yeah, as I said, my current setup is on a training day. 3,108 calories, protein 221 grams, carbs 412, total fat 62 grams. Rest day calories are at 2,832, protein 203 grams, carbs 307 grams, fats 87 grams. So that's my current setup. They're all 5 meals a day. Before I got ill, I was feeling pretty damn good with my whole routine and everything going on. I was getting pretty shredded, feeling good. Obviously got ill and that put a stop to it, but calories wise, I've never really gone lower than around 2,800, 2,700 I think was the lowest I went on my photo shoot that I did a year or two ago. So the calories are near as low as we're going to go, but yeah, generally feeling good. Not much food focus. Today I'm going to run you through some tips as well on you know, when you're cutting and things like that. So yeah, that is probably enough for now. Let's get into the first meal of the day and let's see what we're eating. So this is where the gains are made, and this is what I'm sort of dealing with in Bali right now. A little kitchen, it's got everything I need. Now I am fuming because I've already eaten this meal, I've already filmed this, and for some reason my camera didn't pick up the volume. So I'm not going to make this meal again, I'm just going to show you what I have for my first meal. So yeah, let's get into things then. I'll just quickly run through a few things in my kitchen that make things extremely easy, you know, to stay on track. So this rice cooker here, very, very good option. I bought this straight away when I came to Bali. It's so easy, you just make your rice and then it's all there. It can stay warm all day if you need. Obviously a toaster, I've got sourdough in my plan, so that's for that. Obviously the gas, and then we've got 2 tubs of protein, and then obviously everything else here with the little bits and bobs. So first meal of the day for me is oats, whey, peanut butter and banana. So even though I've been following my plan for so long now, I'll always come onto the app and I'll just double check exactly what I'm having. So rest day, 60 grams of oats, 25 grams of peanut butter, whey protein 40 grams, 100 grams of banana. So what I'll do is pretty simple. Now I will give this meal to all of my clients. Generally, it's such, as long as they like it, it is such an easy meal, and it's so convenient. It takes 2 minutes to make. You can take it to work, you can eat it hot, you can eat it cold, and it's such a good, healthy, nutritious meal. It keeps you full for long. It can be as high or low calorie as you like. So yeah, it's amazing. So we'll put the bowl on the scales, obviously. Everything is weighed. Now I've got these Quaker instant oats. So all these need are boiling water, and that's it. You don't need to get the pan out or the microwave. I haven't even got a microwave here, so these are ideal for me. I've got a boiling water tap down there, so I'll just use that. So what I'll do is I'll weigh out 60 grams and I'll put 60 grams in there. Then I will go for the cookies and cream. 40 grams of this, I'll put it in. Then I'll mix it all up, and I will add some pink salt as well, about 1 to 2 grams. So I'll mix it all dry, and then I will go over to the boiling water, mix it all up with boiling water, get it to my consistency, and then of course I will go to the bananas, 100 grams of banana, and then obviously peanut butter to top it off. And why does peanut butter taste so good when you're in a dieting phase? Now I'm lucky enough to have 25 grams of this, which is a decent amount, and yeah, it's a big chunk, 25 grams, which does keep me full for long. And then that is it. So that is what I'll have for my first meal of the day. Oats, whey, peanut butter, banana. This will keep me full for a good few hours. So the time now is around 12 o'clock actually, because I've been cracking on with a lot of work up there. We ate around 8 AM, so that's kept me full for like a good 4 hours there. So yeah, that is what we're having for first meal of the day. So this is how we're looking, champs. Now for someone dieting, that is a dream. Oh yeah, last thing, I will add some cinnamon on this. So we'll get that on there. You can see the cinnamon on the shelf up there. We'll get a bit of that on there, and job done. So like I said, I'll normally eat this meal a little bit later than I am today. So a good tip when you're dieting is to try and push your food back as long as you can, really. You don't want to be starving in the morning, and me, myself, I always get a nice, decent meal in fairly early. I know some people push their food back to maybe 12 AM, and it's whatever works for you, but generally for me, like, I'm pretty starving now. I've done a fair bit of activity this morning. I've been up for a while, so I need to eat now to focus for the day, get on with some work. I get a lot of questions from my clients, when's the best time to eat? There's no best time. There's no best for anything. It's what suits you in this game. So if it suits you to eat at 7 in the morning, eat at 7 in the morning. If it suits you to eat at 1 PM, first meal, eat at 1 PM. Literally, whatever works for you. It may take a bit of trial and error. Yeah, but for me, I need to get this down now. And then, yeah, like I said, we'll move on. So normally after my first meal, I'll get stuck into some client work straight away. Generally check-ins. I do have a rule in my business that the guys that check in before 10 AM will always get a response within a few hours, generally latest the same day. And then the guys that are checking in late will get that response the same day if I can, but a day after if I can't. So I will get onto a few check-ins now. Now today is Sunday, and I don't actually have that many people checking in on over the weekend. So I'm going to box off a few of the ones that we have got, and then I will crack on with some editing and planning for the week ahead. I usually use Sundays as sort of I take Saturday off fully, but Sunday's more of a filming day, like long form content like this, and just planning for the week ahead, and then of course boxing off check-ins. And I know a lot of my clients are just chilling out on Sundays, so not really many messages to respond to on Sundays, and then obviously full throttle from Monday morning. And of course the day would not start without a lovely they call it long black here in Bali, but it's an Americano, black coffee. And again, guys, another huge tip, if you're dieting and you're hungry, sipping on black coffee can really help with sort of stunting that hunger. Really, really good tip. If you find it boring, I wouldn't advise really adding milks or anything. That's just excess calories. You can add 0-calorie sweeteners, or I've got a maple syrup flavour in here, and literally half a teaspoon makes it taste so nice. No calories. Just be careful on your sweeteners that you don't overdo your sweeteners, because it will mess up your digestion and you don't want that. So we're going to get into some check-ins, get this coffee down, and yeah, we'll see you soon. Harvey, good morning, my man. Thank you for getting this check-in done nice and early, man. I really do appreciate that. So, mate, looking like a pretty solid week all in all. Very, very happy with what I'm reading here, bro. Firstly, your weight is moving up nicely, which is what we want to be doing. Of course, we want to be being careful with how much weight we are putting on each week. But we are doing this in a very structured way. We've been on the plan now 4 weeks and we're seeing some solid progress. And I think, you know, one of your biggest wins that you've said this week is, you know, made good progress on all your reps and your weight in your exercises. And this is exactly what I want to hear, man. You know, I hear a lot of coaches that don't actually enjoy doing check-ins. And, you know, this seems crazy to me. If you're an online coach, that's like one of the main parts of your job. Committing to a good check-in and giving that client a good check-in and setting them up properly for the week. And it just excites me, especially the guys that are taking the plan serious. You know, it makes my job so much better. I get excited about opening these check-ins. The people that aren't doing so well, it is, you know, I'm still giving them the motivation to and the advice to keep pushing on. But yeah, the guys that are really, you know, pushing the boundaries here and taking on all the advice and just smashing it, it just makes me so happy. So yeah, check-ins are a huge part of my job. And it does give me a lot of enjoyment when the guys are really, really, you know, pushing the boundaries here and making tons of progress, man. You know, that's why they've come on board. They want to make progress. Absolutely thrilled with Harvey's check-in there. We've got a few more to crack out, and then we're going to get on to some editing, and then we'll jump into our next meal. Time for meal 2. Now, I must make a confession. This meal is the same as meal 3. And meal 4. So I have this meal 3 times a day on a rest day. So let's get into things then. What I'll do is, generally, like I said, I've been following this plan for a while, but I will still come on, just double check I'm getting everything right. So we have rice 60 grams, we have rice 60 grams again, and then we have rice 70 grams. So that is 190 grams of rice for today. So 190 grams of rice. We'll get the rice cooker out. 190 grams of the basmati rice, making sure we get it bang on. Now, as long as I'm eating 190 grams across the day, it doesn't really matter if I'm having a bit more in one meal and a bit less in the other. So I had 60 grams, 60 grams, 70 grams. But if I had, you know, 40 grams and 100 grams in one and the rest in the other, it wouldn't matter as long as I'm getting that throughout the day. But 60, 60 and 70 are all fair. So that's generally what I will do. So I'm still sort of getting to grips with how much water I should use with this. 190 grams, generally it's around double. So we're going to go with around 400 ml. Of water. It does always stick to the bottom for some reason, so the last meal that I have of this, I'm getting the fork in there and I'm scraping it out. But that is that. So that will go in, that will take 10 minutes, literally 10 minutes, and that will be my rice done for the day. Like, it's so easy, guys, if you make it easy. So we'll literally put that in there. That will be 10 minutes. Here in Bali, you can only get bottled, well, you can get water from the tap if you want to be seriously ill. I'm not even joking. Sometimes I turn the tap on in my kitchen and it just smells of like the sewers. So never ever ever drink the Bali water. And it's the same as like Thailand and places like that. So it is all bottled, which is nice because we all know that bottled water tastes nicer than tap water back in England. But it is also a pain because I'm having to go to the shop like very regularly to get the big, you know, multi-packs of these, and I'm getting through about 4 to 5 litres a day at the minute, especially when I was ill. So yeah, that is definitely something that's a bit of a pain out here in Bali, but you know, we can't complain, can we? So the rice cooker has buzzed off, so it's ready now. So what we'll do is, we will literally, it's pretty hot this now, obviously it's just been done. Now, as I said before, this is my amount of rice for the day, so it doesn't really matter. So I'm not going to weigh out, you know, this meal, because this is what I'll eat all today in terms of rice. So, you know, it's a decent amount, to be fair. Again, stuck to the bottom, so on my last meal I'll be in there scraping it. And as I like to keep most of, you know, my food for the day pushed back to sort of the evening time or later in the day, I will generally just have, you know, a little bit of rice for now. Again, it's sticking to the spoon now. You know, that looks like a fine amount to have now. So we'll close that back up. We will keep that there for now. What I do with this, normally I'll just take it out of the electricity and just let it go cold over time, because it will just keep cooking itself if you do leave it in there all day, which I don't really want. Call me a wrong 'un, but this chicken is just come out of the fridge. It's stone cold. I don't have a microwave here. I could fry it up a bit more, make it a bit warm, but honestly I will just eat this cold with the rice being hot. So what we'll do is we will put the chicken on there, on the plate on there, sorry, and then we will obviously weigh out our chicken. So we have about 140 grams of this. So that's already cooked. It's got a really nice steak seasoning on there. So that's 120, 139. So that'll do for now. I've got enough there for both other meals later, so I won't need to cook any more chicken today. Now, with all of these meals again today, I have olive oil. So on this particular meal, I'll only have 10 grams, which isn't a huge amount, but again, you know, olive oil, peanut butter, these are really, really high calorie foods, and these will keep you full for long. Like 10 grams of olive oil there, that's probably 100 calories or something like that. Again, I can look in my plan and see exactly what it is. But that is what I'll have for meal 2. Don't forget the pink salt. Get a load of that on there. You know, we can't really get enough of the salt, if I'm honest. Salt and pepper. So we do have seasoning on there. I know the chicken's cold, but honestly, I like simple and easy. I don't really care too much. Of course, that tastes nice to me. I could make it taste nicer, like heat the chicken up somehow, but honestly, I don't really care. I will just eat that. That will fill me up, and that's it. Like, you know, I don't mind too much about having all this nice, trying to make your food really, really nice all the time. I'm happy just eating that. Cold chicken, warm rice, it is what it is. This rice will probably be a bit cold later. I'll probably eat it all cold. So cold chicken and rice. Again, ask my brother, cold chicken and rice is nice. It actually is very, very nice. It might even be nicer than warm chicken and rice. Anyway, I'm waffling on. This is meal 2. In meal 3 and meal 4, I will have mixed veg with this as well, with both of those meals. And I will have 20 grams of olive oil on one of them and 10 grams like I just had on the other one. So they're the only differences. I do have mixed salad on this meal as well. I don't have any salad. I'm not too bothered about the salad. So yeah, that is what I'll have for meal 2. Let's go and eat it. So I've just eaten meal 3, and it is absolutely hammering down in Bali at the minute. And this is the reality of living in Bali. 1 minute it will be sunny, 30 degrees. The next minute it will hammer down. You can generally tell that the rain's coming by. The clouds, obviously, if you've got a load of dark clouds come in, then it's time to get indoors. But yeah, we've just eaten meal 3. We are off to the gym now. I'm not going to film anything in the gym. I'm not training. I'm just doing some more steps and some cardio. We will come home. We'll eat meal 4 as discussed. Again, the chicken and rice meal, and then we will do the last meal of the day, meal 5, to end the video. Right then, guys, that is gym done for the day, work done for the day, and we are chilling out now. So we'll normally wind down, you know, in the evening time for about an hour. We'll save our last meal of the day for this time. So sorry to disappoint any of you, but This meal 5, is the same as meal 1. So I have oats 60 grams, 40 grams of whey, banana 100 grams and 25 grams of peanut butter. I like keeping my oats meals at the start of the day and at the end of the day because it sets me up for the day, and then it sort of finishes off the day. It's really nice just to have, you know, a nice sort of bowl of oats, peanut butter in the evening time. And like I said, a lot of people generally get hungry or get cravings and things at night time, so it's always worth saving your nicer food to the end of the day. Now, if I wanted to change this up, I could change it, you know, I could change the protein flavor and use the strawberry one. I could change the peanut butter to crunchy. I could use blueberries instead of bananas, all these sorts of little things. Or I could have something completely different. I've got about 650 calories to play with here. So I could quite easily have something else, 650 calories worth, making sure I'm hitting my protein. Here in Bali, there is tons and tons of option of, you know, you can go and get cream of rice at most of these cafes and restaurants. It's crazy. So sometimes I do use this meal and, you know, maybe go to a place like Pump Kitchen where they've got some absolutely banging cream of rice, because I do miss that from home, cream of rice. Or even go somewhere else and get a nice healthy, you know, salmon meal or something for around 600 calories, you know. But generally, I've eaten this two same meals today. I've had the oats twice and I've had the chicken and rice 3 times, and I am more than happy with this. You know, I don't need too much variety in my plan. This is what keeps me structured. This is what keeps me on my routine. You know, in my training day, I have a bit more variety, which will be tomorrow. I will do a training day video and we can show you that. And I will also do another rest day video where I'm using a lot more variety. But this is just what I'm eating currently. I'm happy with it. You know, I could give this to a client of mine and they would be like, I'm not eating that all the time. 3 meals of chicken and rice, 2 meals of oats, and that's absolutely fine. Everybody's different. So, you know, variety or no variety, it's completely up to you. The way you're going to stick to, you know, a plan is having foods that you enjoy and actually enjoying what you eat. So I'm going to get stuck into this. It's been a pleasure having you guys watch. If you made it this far, I will be doing loads more videos like this in the future. So if you can, like, subscribe, drop a comment, guys. Let me know more videos you want to see. And yeah, see you soon.